Whoa! The new Corvette just beat the Porsche 911 to 60 miles per hour while costing $52,000 less. And that's just the beginning of this insane story. After weeks of analyzing every detail that matters to real owners, not magazine racers, I discovered something about these two legends that nobody's talking about. And it's about to save you from making a massive mistake. You walk into a Porsche dealership to look at the 2025 911 Carrera Coupe, their entry-level model. The sticker shows $120,100. Add the mandatory delivery fee of $1,995, and you're at $122,095. That's before a single option. Meanwhile, the 2025 Corvette Stingray 1LT Coupe starts at $70,195 at your Chevy dealer. We're talking about a $52,000 difference that could pay for your kid's college tuition or a nice boat. But the real question is, which one actually works for your life? Let me start with what matters most to anyone who's worked hard for their money: reliability and warranty coverage. Porsche gives you 4 years or 50,000 miles of bumper-to-bumper coverage on the 911. Chevrolet provides 3 years or 36,000 miles bumper-to-bumper, but adds 5 years or $60,000 on the powertrain. If you're keeping this car past the honeymoon phase, that engine and transmission coverage from Chevy might matter more than Porsche's extra year of general coverage. Now, about those running costs that nobody mentions at the dealership. Both cars require premium fuel, so forget about saving money at the pump. The 911 gets 21 miles per gallon combined, 18 in the city and 25 on the highway with a 16.6 gallon tank. The Corvette delivers 19 combined, 16 city and 25 highway with an 18.5 gallon tank. Real-world testing shows the Corvette can actually beat its highway rating, getting 26 miles per gallon on long trips. For your typical weekend drive or commute, you're looking at similar fuel costs, maybe a slight edge to the Porsche in stop-and-go traffic. Let's talk about getting in and out of these things, because nobody warns you about this at the dealership. The 911 has a relatively upright seating position and doors that open wide enough to make entry and exit dignified. You sit on the seat, then swing your legs in. The Corvette sits lower with a wider sill to climb over. And that high center console means you're dropping down into the cockpit. If you've got back or knee issues, test both extensively before buying. Storage is where these cars couldn't be more different. The 911 gives you a 4.66 cubic foot front trunk, barely enough for a weekend bag and some groceries. But Porsche offers rear seats at no extra cost, and while they're tiny for passengers, they're perfect for briefcases, jackets, or golf shoes. The Corvette completely changes the game with 12.6 cubic feet total storage split between the front and rear trunks. You can fit 2 golf bags in the rear trunk alone. For that weekend getaway with your spouse, the Corvette is the only real choice. Insurance costs will vary by location and driving record, but generally the Corvette costs less to insure despite having more power. Why? There are more of them on the road, parts are cheaper, and Chevy dealers are everywhere. The 911 is considered more exclusive, which means higher premiums and potentially longer waits for parts if something goes wrong. Now, let's count down the 5 most important comfort and convenience features for actual daily use. Number 5, the 911's new 12.6-inch digital display is crisp and customizable. But more importantly, it's not so complicated that you need a teenager to operate it. Number 4, the Corvette's available heads-up display projects speed and navigation right on the windshield, so you never take your eyes off the road. Number 3, both cars have wireless phone charging, but the Corvette adds Google built in, meaning real-time traffic and voice commands that actually work. Number 2, the 911's optional 14-way power seats with memory are worth every penny for couples who share the car. And number 1, the Corvette's magnetic ride control. which transforms the car from a spine crusher to a genuine grand tourer at the push of a button. Performance numbers are great for impressing your buddies, but let's talk about how these cars actually drive in the real world. The 911 packs a 3.0-liter twin-turbo flat 6, making 388 horsepower. It'll do 0 to 60 in about 3.1 seconds in real-world testing. Way quicker than you'll ever need on public roads. More importantly, that turbocharged engine delivers smooth, predictable power that doesn't require you to rev it to the moon to make a pass on the highway. The Corvette brings a 6.2-liter naturally aspirated V8 with 490 horsepower standard, or 495 with the performance exhaust. It'll hit 60 in 2.8 seconds with the right options. But what matters more is how that big V8 delivers instant response when you need it. No waiting for turbos to spool up, just immediate, satisfying thrust whenever you press the pedal. Ride quality separates the weekend toys from the cars you can actually live with. The base 911 rides firmly but never harshly. Even on broken pavement, it maintains composure without rattling your fillings loose. The steering is light enough for parking lots, but weights up beautifully on back roads. You could drive this thing to work every day without developing a chiropractor dependency. The Corvette in base form rides stiffer than the Porsche, but add magnetic ride control and everything changes. In tour mode, it genuinely rides like a luxury car, soaking up bumps while keeping body motions in check. Switch to sport or track mode and it tightens up for serious driving. This one option transforms the Corvette from a weekend toy to a legitimate daily driver. Visibility matters more than anyone admits. The 911 has relatively thin roof pillars and a low hood you can actually see over. Parking is easier than you'd expect, and you can place the car precisely in corners. The Corvette's forward-pushed windshield and low seating position create blind spots, especially over your shoulders. Some people love that cockpit feel, others find it stressful in traffic. Let's address the elephant in the room, what your spouse will say. The 911 carries genuine prestige. It says you've made it without screaming about it. It's the sports car that successful professionals buy, not the midlife crisis cliche. The Corvette fights an image problem despite being the better performance value. Some see it as trying too hard, though the new mid-engine design has helped its reputation considerably. Maintenance and service experiences differ dramatically. Porsche dealers typically offer loaner cars, pickup and delivery, and treat you like you bought a luxury product. Service is expensive, but generally excellent. Corvette service happens at Chevy dealers where you're waiting next to someone getting their Malibu oil changed. It's cheaper but less special. Parts availability favors the Corvette, with most items in stock and reasonably priced. Technology integration shows different philosophies. The 911 system is intuitive without being overwhelming. Physical controls remain for climate and basic functions, so you're not diving through menus while driving. The Corvette goes more digital with fewer physical buttons, which looks modern but can be frustrating when you just want to adjust the temperature. Resale value historically favors the 911 by a significant margin. Porsches hold their value better than almost any sports car, especially if you avoid weird colors and options. The Corvette depreciates more typically, though the new mid-engine model might break that pattern. If you're planning to sell in 3 to 5 years, the 911's higher purchase price might be offset by lower depreciation. For driving enthusiasts who care about the experience more than numbers, the 911 delivers something special. The steering talks to you constantly about what the front tires are doing. The brakes feel exactly the same whether cold or after hard driving. Every control has the perfect weight and feedback. It's like a well-made mechanical watch, everything precisely engineered to work in harmony. The Corvette takes a different approach, delivering drama and excitement. That V8 sounds glorious. The acceleration feels violent, and the mid-engine layout makes you feel like a racing driver. It's more emotional and raw, which some drivers prefer to the 911's clinical precision. Winter driving capability might matter depending on where you live. The 911's rear engine gives it surprising traction in snow with proper tires. Many owners drive them year-round. The Corvette's wide tires and low ground clearance make it strictly a fair-weather car in snow belt states. Here's what it comes down to for most buyers in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. If you want maximum performance, practicality, and features for your money, the Corvette Stingray makes more sense. Add the Z51 performance package and magnetic ride control, and you've got a genuine supercar for under $90,000 that you can actually take on a weekend trip. But if you value refinement, build quality, and that intangible specialness that comes with the Porsche badge, the 911 Carrera justifies its premium. It's the more mature choice, the one that whispers instead of shouts, and the one that'll still feel special years down the road. For empty nesters who want to enjoy their success, the Corvette offers more fun per dollar. For professionals who need to maintain a certain image while scratching the sports car itch, the 911 makes more sense. Either way, you're getting an incredible machine that'll remind you why you fell in love with cars in the first place.